Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, November the 26th, 2013, and here is today's midday market update that is brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices are trading so far for the session today. The Dow is currently up 33.5. We have the Nasdaq up 19. The Russell 2000 cash is up over 6.5. The S&P is up close to 4 points. We're seeing some weakness in the commodity space across the board here. Silver SLV down 16 cents. JJC copper down 23 cents. GDX gold miners continued weakness there, down 54 cents. GLD gold down 78 cents. USO crude oil down 14 cents. You take a look at the top sectors in the market today. We have the XHB home builders leading the market today, along with retail, XRT, XOY, consumer discretionary. Some weak sectors today, of course, the gold miners, GDX, GDXJ, the gold mining juniors, coal stocks, KOL, XLU, utilities are down at the bottom of the change from open list. Let's go ahead and talk about the market today. Again, we have a holiday week, so volume is kind of thin. Action is kind of choppy. However, that does not mean that there's not any plays out there. You can see today we rallied up after selling off in the last 2 hours, the last hour, of the day. Well, yeah, last 2 hours. We started selling off around 2 o'clock yesterday. Overnight, this is a 50-minute chart of the ES, by the way. Overnight here, you can see, well, after the market closed, you can see we rallied up overnight. Traded sideways between, what level is this here? Traded sideways between 1805 half, which is where we caught resistance right now, and then this bottom of the range, which is 1804, 1803 half. We were trading in a range between 1801, this 1803 half of the session, until we finally just broke back above it, and now we're at this overnight high resistance, 1805 half, which we just got rejected at right now. So again, you can see the 5-minute chart of the ES is trading pretty thin. Looks like a lot of wicks on both sides, a lot of quiet action here, if you ask me. Either way, again, there are some equity trades in the market we'll take a look at, but on the ES, supports down here, 1801 half. Another support level that just was prior resistance, now support is around 1803 half. So I would watch the 1803 half level. Some minor support from this little resistance breakout that we had right here around 1802 half. Then I would watch the 1801 half and the low day 1800. If we were to break to the top side, you want to be on the lookout for 1806, again 1809 and a quarter. So as far as some equity trades, let me go ahead and bring my screen up here. We had some decent trades this morning. We had NUAN to the short side. The stock is in play from earnings. Now, I didn't get to milk it as much as I wanted to. Some traders did in the room. But me personally, I got short. We called it short around the 1440 area right here after putting this little lower pivot high in. We started showing some weakness on the time and sells on the tape. We got short 1440, covered some down here in front of that 14, let's see what level this is, 1415, 1420 area or so. And then got short some more, then covered some more right down there at 1392. We had support levels around 14, so we were trying to make sure we cover on the flash below 14. But of course, it went much lower, went down to 1345, and we did leave some change on the table there. NUAN, though, decent trade right now. Looking at the 5-minute chart, I really don't see it doing much. This is a 1-minute chart you're looking at right now. Let me bring up a 5-minute chart here. On the 5-minute, though, you can see it's hanging down here in the bottom of the range. Just trading in a range between 1350 or so and this 1380. I would watch those two levels there. Another trade we talked about was Twitter. We traded Twitter. Twitter, a little quick scalp on Twitter, not really much action. This is a stock that we were just watching when it popped up, but Twitter popped up right over these highs around 39.75. We picked up some at 39.80, picked up some more, and we sold some up here. Sold some right here for break even or so, and then took off a little bit more. So you can see me, I'm leaving some money on the table, but again, it is a holiday weekend, so I'm just trying to take the money off the table as fast as I can so I can call it a day. But Twitter, some decent action in the room. Some traders are watching that. Again, this came up on the board once we saw Facebook ripping. We got involved in this name. Kirk's was a decent trade. Again, thin, not really a thin stock, but some action in it. Biotech stock popped up. We were trading this about a couple weeks ago. Popped up on the radar again as a daily chart. Looks like it's gearing up to go back up towards 14. So if you take a look at the 5-minute chart, that's a 1-minute chart. Take a look at the 5-minute chart. This thing gave you a nice little trade over this 1310 area, and now it's really not doing much on the 5. But if you take a look at the 1-minute chart, you can see we got involved in this trade right here around 13.15. We sold some right here at 13.30, a little quick scalp, 13.31 that is, and that came back. Got stopped out for a break even on the other piece down here at 13.14. Decent action in that name. Again, Jazzo, another name here that we were looking for this thing to take off and catch some momentum, but it did not. So we just made a little quick trade in this one. Bought some Jazzo down here around 984. It based on top of that entry, rallied up. We were not able to sell any at this 10-10 area, and then we got out of it pretty much for like a small gain right there. But the whole trade setup on this one, on the Jazzo, that would have should have worked out pretty nice, but it didn't, as it ran into some of its pre-market resistance around this 10-11 area, then got rejected. First of all, if you take a look at the 1 minute chart, you have a nice little W pattern right here. Then it rallied up, pulled back, put that little higher pivot low in, and then took off. That's why we got long right here. However, the momentum was not really in the stock that much because it was not able to break past the 10-11 resistance. If you take a look at the 5 minute chart, if you bring up the 5 minute chart, you can actually see where it ran to that resistance again. That's from the pre-market resistance right here at this 10-10 area, and they slammed it right there. We should have covered some right there, but either way, made a little bit of money on it. Nothing too crazy. And then last but not least, FCX, which was a losing trade. This trade was downgraded by Goldman Sachs. Copper was a little bit weak this morning, and yet they bought FCX, and it's really not doing much. Which once we started noticing that it didn't want to break down every time it gave a signal, we just stopped trading it, and that's about it for that stock. So some other names you can take a look at, of course, is Google. Google is making a new all-time highs again today. Stock's pretty strong. It's trading 1058 right now. And let's see what else here. You could take a look at another strong name on the radar today is Pandora. Strong today after it sold off this morning. Baidu and Sina, these Chinese names are strong off the lows. Again, Facebook made a nice little reversal today off of that 43.70 level. Looks like it's flagging a bit on the 15-minute chart right now. Has some support down there around 45.20. Breaks below 45.20. I would watch that 44.80 area. Previous day's close. Let's see. Apple, again, strong stock breaking out right now as we speak. Amazon and Apple leading the market higher today, especially the Nasdaq, of course, which is pretty strong today. And seeing some strength at the banks. The banks are hanging in there. Well, they were hanging in there. Let me take a look. Citigroup's flat. JP Morgan's weak. Actually, JP Morgan's weak. Sorry. But Citigroup chopping around, not really much there. Morgan Stanley, a little strong out the gate, not really doing anything right now. Wells Fargo and Bank of America. The banks did start off decent in the morning, but you can see some of them are fading off right now. Tesla, we mentioned Tesla to watch for a short if it broke below the if it held below the 120 level going into the open. We were looking at that for a short. However, of course, we're watching a whole bunch of things. We can't catch them all. And once it broke below this 118.50 and started holding below that 118.50, it got smacked down to 116, which was our S2 level we gave out in our My Wall Street TV chat room, folks. So there's a lot of stuff popping up left and right. If you're trading the actual market index, it could be a little bit tougher as, again, volume's kind of light, liquidity's kind of thin, and some of these different indices and asset classes. So aside from that, folks, have a great holiday weekend. Hope you guys are trading well. If you would like to get access to our chat room, go to wallstreettrading.com. Fill out the form on the right-hand side. If you're interested in taking our education course or trading with our proprietary trading firm, please contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com or contact the info button on the home page. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.